Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message
with Kurt Bjorklund.
Today we're going to continue looking at some of the ways that the New Testament portrays the resurrection of Jesus Christ after the resurrection had taken place, so looking back. And one of the allusions to the resurrection that we find is in Colossians chapter 1, verse 15 through 20, specifically in verses 18 through 20. But let me read all of these verses. For the Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. So far, just this great statement of God, Jesus, as the creator, the sustainer, the one who rules, who's sovereign. And then it says this, and he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning. And then it says this, the firstborn from among the dead, so that in everything he might have supremacy. Firstborn from the dead, Jesus Christ's resurrection here being alluded to, saying he came to life, was raised from the dead. And then it says, so that in everything he might have supremacy. Verse 19, for God was pleased to have all his fullness dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross. This is obviously a lot of concepts, but the significant portion here for our thinking is Jesus is the firstborn from the dead, being raised from the dead, and he has supremacy over all. Notice the way this passage just paints the picture that Jesus is subject to no one, including and nothing, including death. And so here he says, and he's the firstborn. And what that means is if you have faith in Jesus Christ and you believe in the resurrection, you too will experience a resurrection. And so this points to anticipation, to hope, to the idea that you can say with certainty, whatever is happening here and now, whatever decay is happening to my body, whatever illness I'm fighting, whatever disappointment I have, there is a day coming when the sad things of this world will be made untrue. And that is the day of great hope. And the reason that you and I can have confidence about this is because we know that Jesus has already been raised from the dead. So the resurrection is not just a historical event that gives us certainty that Jesus was real, not just an event that calls us to speak about Jesus, not just an event that even calls us to give our lives away, but it is an event that we root our hope in, that everything that is hard in this life is not the end of the story. You know, I don't know what kinds of hard things you might be walking through today, but chances are that many of us have hardships of different kinds right now in our lives. And if this world is all there is, if everything that happens right now defines the whole story, then there are days that things are hopeless. But if this is a precursor to an eternity where the ruler of the universe, who holds all things together, makes all things right, then whatever is sad now is not necessarily less sad, but it's sad with an air of hope that one day it will be reconciled, means brought back together, restored. And that is the work of Jesus Christ. And so the resurrection is something that can give you ultimate hope in the face of whatever hardship you are walking through today. And so if you find yourself sad, struggling with something, focus on Jesus being the firstborn from the dead and let it speak to your hope in this life.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.